Hi, this is Liaquat Ali, founder of NAVAFIZ. Today, first episode of for the Hall of Fame. We have a very talented personality with us, Mr. Harish Chander, and welcome, Harish.
Good evening, Mr. Liaquat. Good evening, NAVAFIZ community. Thank you.
Mr. Harish, starting with the straight point, tell us something about yourself. Then we will go step by step.
Thank you for giving me an opportunity of speaking about myself. I am a hotelier and my main focus is on the food and beverage. I am on a leadership level roles and my career path is that I have started from lower positions. I have done the roles like assistant manager, restaurant manager, fine dine restaurant manager, banqueting, event, conferencing. I have done standalone restaurant general manager. I have been a food and beverage skills trainer for a chain like Jumeirah Beach Hotel, the first hotel when it came into existence. Then comes to deputy food and beverage manager. Food and beverage manager. I have two pre-opening experiences when it comes to food and beverage manager. And then finally it comes to the section head food and beverage. That is my current position. I'm based in Abu Dhabi, UAE.
Great. So, tell something about your career background. A bit more, a bit about educational and trainings.
Well, I am advanced diploma holder from Australia, from the hospitality. So this is one of my prime education. Over the top, I have done a degree course, 3 years, hotel management back home from India. I have also undergone profit engineering certificate course from Holland. I have attended very extensive workshop with menu engineering because this is one very prime thing when it comes to the food and beverage manager. He has to know about his menus, he has to know his profits, he has to know what's selling, what is not selling, and what corrective actions that he needs to take. Well, I'm HACCP certified, advanced food safety trainings. I know very much about auditing. When it comes to auditing, I'm very well acquainted with all the checklists that we use, back of the house, front of the house, the formats that we use. Another program that I've gone is called Performance Acceleration Program. This helps all executives how they can excel in the present job, what all they can do within the organization. So this is very useful thing. I have also done managing training appraisals course. When it comes to menu engineering, once again, menu engineering is very important when it comes to my role throughout all the jobs that I have done. So this is one of the prime. Over the top, I have done responsible service of alcohol, that is also from Australia. That was a certificate course that helps me about beverage part, because of course bar comes under the food and beverage manager. Many bars have miniatures and have got a lot of things there, so beverage part also have to be very strong. So that is one. I have done 2 GCC conferences in a luxury hotel within the Middle East, so that is also one thing. Over the top, I have taken one special qualification. It is called German Speaking Basic. My marks was 96 out of 100 because the job role that I was playing, we had a lot of German and Swiss tourists. So we were supposed to speak many sentences the way we can converse with our guests. So I also know a bit of German, although I practice very little, very less. But again, once I refresh my mind, I can always go ahead with it. Last and the final, I have done 1 year functional training, which is called volunteer in the main kitchen, in the banqueting production kitchen. You know, in the five-star hotel, banqueting kitchen is like you're serving the city. And the things that is done in that kitchen is entirely different than what is done in the a la carte kitchen. So I've done 1 year official training, you know, practicing what all happens, how the things are prepared, made, served, and kept. Thank you.
Great. You have a huge experience, and you have a very vast knowledge also. So most probably you have won many awards and certificates also in your field. So if you can highlight some of them.
Thank you. In my early years, twice I was Employee of the Year. So that is one very good achievement. That gave me a lot of acceleration that I'm doing a good job, which is recognized by my seniors. Because of course we don't give awards to ourselves. It is our colleagues and the peers and the managers, those who see our performance on the floor. They are the one they decide if this candidate is deserving or not. So that was two. I have done. Sorry, I have won Oman Today Restaurant Award when I was general manager of a standalone restaurant that was first one in the category of Chinese and Thai. So Oman Today Restaurant Award. In Dubai, I won Dubai, what you call it, Dubai Time Out Award. So that was also for a Pan Asian cuisine. And the third one, I have won a medal, gold medal from a luxury, ultra luxury hotel in Abu Dhabi. I was commissioned to go to another country with many other team members. So when we returned back from there, we were given a gold medal for doing a special assignment out of the country. So that was three of those which I would like to highlight. Thank you.
Great, super. And I also came to know that you have some recruitment experience also. Is it like that?
Sir, in our job role as a section head, it is one of our prime responsibility to select the correct team members. Our success mainly depends on team. If our team members are good, they are shining, they are performing, or they are executing the task without supervision or minimum supervision, our success will always remain. So recruiting is a part which is very required from my title. I have done major recruitment drives in the past. Actually, each role that I have played, it requires me to recruit. CVs come to the section head. You look at the talent that you're looking for, or any post that has gone vacant. One can go and look in within your contacts, or try to provide opportunities to your team to grow from within, because you already know their talent, caliber, strengths on the floor. So it is very fair to give somebody a chance who is working with you already, rather taking a man from outside, just in case if you don't. So I have done major four recruitment drives. One was that I was asked to go and source 660 staff. That was the major one for inside operation as well as outside operations for a very large hotel I used to work for in Abu Dhabi. Out of 660, we could only manage to get 220. The drive lasted for about 7 days. We saw almost 150 to 180 candidates a day. It was a very daunting task, very tough to really scan the candidate, because some candidates mislead you. They bring you CVs that is not theirs. They bring you certificate that is photoshopped. I don't know what they are. So actually,
Hmm.
by speaking to them, by asking justified questions, or seeing which job they have applied for, accurate question you need to ask in order to get an answer that how this candidate actually reply to you. So that was 220 out of 660. I could get 220. That was one. Second, when I did a pre-opening in the Abu Dhabi for a five-star hotel again, I went with the owner to Philippines, and we had to get almost all the level of staff. We were asked to get 210, and we came back to Abu Dhabi with 196. This was all level. That includes the front office, bill desk, valet, security, and back of the house, front of the house, all. But in the first assignment, the one I said 220, it was only servers, front of the house, cooks, production, and HSC. So mainly it was all food and beverage oriented, the first one. The third drive that I've done in the hotel school in Thailand, that was about 26 cooks we hired. We went to the hotel school and we wanted to see the skills in real. We did not pick the candidates just because of the CV. We wanted to see what actually they can do. So what they did, they displayed all the ingredients, item, and whatever stuff they wanted to make. Everyone had its own stall. We need to see how they are preparing and what is the end product. Based on that, we selected the candidate, and believe me, we picked up stars. Thailand talent actually is very, very good. These young boys and the girls, they are very talented when it comes to their skills like vegetable carving, fruit carving, ice carving. These are absolutely good master. And also their stir fry skills. They have a lot of steamed food. So whatever they had prepared in the hotel school, by looking at the end product, we were able to hire. So that was 26. For the same assignment, I flew second time, and this time I wanted to get a service personnel again in the hotel school in Thailand, and we hired 24. So these are the four major drive apart from each role that I have done in the past. So recruitment, hiring, selecting, appraising, and finally promoting them when you work with them is really very satisfying.
Great, great, super, super. Now, before I ask you the biggest challenges and before I ask you about your future plan, I just want to know a little bit about your hobbies, and I also want to request our viewers if you have any question, because as you can see that Mr. Harish has very vast experience in food and beverage, and optimizing business and even recruitment also, training also. So if you have any question relevant to this field, feel free to ask, and we will try to answer your question. So Harish, you will you tell some of your hobbies? What were your
Well,
hobbies? What you do
well,
in
well,
your
well,
time?
well. I love swimming. I love jogging. And moreover, my hobby is to look into the technical tech gadgets. When I see a
Ah,
nice camera, when I see a device which is very helpful. So this is my three things. Mainly swimming. I love to swim whenever I get a time. I do sunbathing. I do jogging, walking, light sports. When it comes to cycling, it is also very, very healthy, very, very good. And then the lastly, as I say, I'm small technical savvy. When I see gadgets, new laptop, new software, new apps, which is letting me do some experiment, touching my small hobby thing. So this is what I do in my spare time. I love reading books. Now I have found a website which is allowing me to download PDF files, major bestsellers. So whichever books interest me, I download in the PDF format. I have a folder in my PC where I save all these ebooks, and this is my famous pastime. One second, Mr. Liaki.
yeah,
I
yeah,
also
sure.
subscribe. I also subscribe to a lot of newsletters, which is pertaining to my industry, food and beverage. I want to
Mhm.
read what is happening in the industry, what are the new trends coming up, what are the other hotels doing, what are the other hoteliers doing, what the new things that they have applied, how I can learn from that, and how I can apply in my current business. So this is also one thing I enjoy.
Great, great, super, super. So just to update you, we have one comment from Mr. Muhammad Umar. He's just saying, "Sir, very informative session."
Thank you, Mr. Muhammad. Thank you.
Okay, moving on. After the light question of your hobbies, and before moving to tough question of biggest challenges, we will take one more question from someone. In between, I think we can. This is from Muhammad Jahazeb. What is more important, degree or experience? And how many years of work experience is equivalent to a degree?
Fantastic. It's a lovely question. I would say these two things go parallel. The things that you learn on job training, that you will be taught something else in the training institute or wherever you go. But when it comes to on job training, classroom trainings, and the degree, it goes all hands in hand. Mainly the people that I have worked with or I know, they all have come level up by taking a lot of degrees, certificates, courses, so on when they were in the job. So I would say, I will summarize in this way. Let's say you have a job, whichever job that you're doing currently, kindly keep sharpening your knife all the time, and also try to take not hobby, try to take some of the courses which can benefit you in the current role or the role that you're targeting. So when it comes to degrees, it is very essential that you take the degrees, but while working on a job currently. Only degrees cannot reach you there, because when you only have degrees, when you go for an interview and you have a practical question asked, it will be hard for you to answer because you have learned all these things in the institute or the college that you went to, but you actually did not see how it works. Example, in my course, my job, I have to do multiple tasks at one time. I need to know how does the dishwashing works, what are the chemicals this gentleman is using, what are the temperatures that we need to adhere to. All these things you need to learn, of course, through the degrees and colleges and so on. So, but when you are at work, this is the real time that you will experience, and this knowledge you will never forget. Nobody can take it away from you. I hope I answer your question. If not, please rephrase your question, and I'll be very happy to answer you.
Great, great, super. This is very kind of very important question, and even the generation, the new generation is more into this, that what they should do with the degrees if they are not getting the job, and what is
Yeah,
the actual use of experience.
yeah. In my
You
opinion,
have
only
highlighted.
yeah, in my opinion, only degrees will not reach you because when you arrive at the interview desk, the guy who's sitting in front of you will really scan you. He will ask you the question. He would want to know what is your depth of your skills. What exactly you know? Are you only a guy who read studies in the college or institute, or you also know more? So my advice will be whichever job or assignment that you take, you please take to begin with. In that same role, try to sharpen your knife all the time. Keep taking courses, degrees, and try to cross train yourself. Don't stuck in your own department. This will also be a major thing because there are times when the post go vacant in the neighbor department, in the next department within your hotel, within your restaurant, or within your organization. That is the time bosses start to look for a superstars. They are seeing who else have that talent, who else can do that role, who to promote, who to relocate. This is the time all these things will come very handy. This can only happen if you keep this tip in the mind, what I'm telling you. Please cross train yourself. See what is happening into other departments, how they do the task. Even if they don't pay you, please spend hours, minutes, some time there rather spending time on a WeChat, WhatsApp, or looking at something else that will give you nothing. But again, once you have a cross training experience, you have something in writing from the department head that you came and you gave 60 hours in month time. Believe me, you will secure a place in their mind.
Excellent, excellent. This point is very important, that you should be on mind of someone. Being on mind is very important. We
Very
have one
essential.
more. We have one
Yes.
more question also from Shahbaz Ali. But before we go to that question, I would just like to ask from you, in your experience, what was your biggest challenge?
Well, I faced two challenges, which I would say the very big one. First, in my current role, I was given to start a 440-seater restaurant. Now, I'm in a very special area in Abu Dhabi, which has one largest compound of 1,648 rooms comprising into 8 buildings, 206 rooms in each building. All these buildings have single occupancy. It has amenities provided, all the comfort provided. Plus, we got a combined dining hall. We got a massive, huge kitchen, which is state of art. So it has 440 seats. So I was asked to get into this, design the buffet, design the kitchens, design service SOPs, and work with the service provider hand to hand. So you can imagine 1,500 people dining 3 times a day. You're talking about 4,500 meals a day. What will be the strength on the floor? Almost about 70 servers with the middle management and management. And then you have 45 or 60 chefs at the back. Then you have receiving area, you got HSC area, you got oil collection, you got whole huge team. So this worked out very well. We were able to put the standards in place, review of SOPs when it comes to service, when it comes to production, with almost no zero accidents. So HSC is very important. Now wherever we work, sanitation, HSC is a very high priority area. How we cook, how do we serve, how do we maintain the temperatures, how do we maintain our checklists, and how do we monitor the area without or minimum supervision? So this was one of my big challenge. It worked out very well successfully. This place is doing very well. The second challenge that I'm talking about is almost you know writing about SOP. I was given a charge to rewrite the SOP. We had a SOP in the hotel which I used to work with, but I had to rewrite the whole file. I could only write the SOP if I know the standards well by heart and I know how to describe them. Because if you do not describe, you will have a different performance on the floor. If you didn't describe, it's your fault because you did not describe details of it. If you describe details, of course, performance will be perfect. So those are the two things I will say. Whole file is written well. I was able to do that. Uh, what else? Yeah, that's it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, great, great. So after these challenges, we have one challenging question also from Shahbaz Ali. It's kind of a little complicated question, but I hope you will be able to cover that. His question is that how much difference is between food and beverage sector with textile and other sectors? You may seen these sectors are fall in manufacturing industry.
The second part is not so clear, but again, this is two different division we are talking about, food and beverage and textiles. I don't know if the textile means the linen used in the hotel or napkins or the naprons or I don't know. If Mr. Shahbaz Ali can describe the question a little more, I will be able to answer. But food and beverage sectors with the textile, the question does not go in my head properly. I would like to answer. If you rephrase the question, I would be so happy to answer.
Yeah, what I understand, he might be trying to ask that the practically what is the difference between if someone is in the FMCG, food and beverage sector, and someone is in the textile industry, is there any technical difference or
It is,
some
it is definitely absolutely big difference. It's entirely two different industries. And to be part of the food and beverage industry, I think you have to come from the lower level. You need to see what all other levels do, how the things are done on the lower level, take appropriate courses, lectures, trainings, and briefings. Then you rise up the level by doing multiple tasks, different roles, different sectors, different segment. Because food and beverage is a very vast area. People do very many different jobs. There are different hierarchy levels. There are different level of managers and team. So they do different tasks. But when it comes to textile, I'm not the right person to comment actually.
right, right. Shabazz, hope you got the idea, but if still, because your question was not much clear, if we have answered properly, it's okay. Otherwise, you can rephrase your question
Yes, yes.
to make it proper,
It will be.
so we can reply you.
I welcome the question. If he can rephrase, very good. But again,
Yeah,
if he's in the textile industry and if he wants to move to the food and beverage, it is very possible. People change career. Sometimes they realize they are in the wrong fit. Wherever they are wrong fit, misfit. And then they want to move it to the another industry, which is only genuine. It can happen. Maybe you really have very keen interest in the food and beverage, and when you come in, you are learning with people. And example for me, all the credit goes to my bosses and seniors. Only because of them I shined, only because of them I learned, only because of them I rise in my career. They will stick with me, but again, I learned a lot of things because of them.
yeah, great, sure. We have one appreciation basically from Sohaib Hassan. I hope you know Sohaib Hassan. He's a well-known LinkedIn influencer.
Hello,
He's
Mr.
just
Shoaib.
He's just saying great pointers from Harish, expert
Sir,
talk.
thank you. Thank you, Mr. Shoaib. I highly appreciate your comment. I value it very well. Thank you, sir.
Then we have from Muhammad Jahanzeb. It's kind of general category question, but let's see. It says in bad circumstances in professional field and sometimes environment, how can we continue our motivation level maintain in this hard situation? For example, COVID-19.
Well, see, this comes with a challenge for everybody. All of us are badly impacted, and many people are using this time to the advantage of them. As you rightly know, on many forums, newsletters, or the things that you read, it is always advising us, please refresh, please learn, please take new skills, and so on. So during this hard time, my only advice will be to please take new courses, new skills, learn a language, or do something that you could not do in your busy job earlier. So this will help you rise up because you cannot sink your head in the sand. This is not the time for you to accept the defeat. This is the time for you to meet new people, expose yourself, introduce yourself, show what skills you have, what education that you come from, what all you have achieved in the past. Doing those things can sure bring you up.
Great, great. Next, we have just appreciation from Usman. He's just saying great points. Keep it up, Mr. Harish.
I highly appreciate Mr. Usman. Thank you so much for the kind words. I highly appreciate.
Right. I think now we are to the end of our session. So my last question: what is your future plan? How you are seeing yourself in the coming days? What is your targets and goals?
Well, lovely question. I'm going to describe it as the best I can. Well, I'm looking for the new opportunities. Yes, this is very true. I want to rise further in my level. Since I come from the food and beverage industry, I'm looking at the roles which is leadership roles, something large where I have to manage large teams, even area general manager, director of food and beverage manager, director of operations, or the most come is the head of the department. So I'm open, I'm available, I'm willing to relocate. I'm looking at all major roles wherever I have a responsibility of a profit and loss and entire, driving the strategy. This is my aim this moment of time. I'm willing to connect with any personal, whoever is watching the show, whoever is on the line. Just drop me a line. I can email my CV, kindly look through, kindly look in my profile. If you find something interesting, anything you want to inquire, ask. I'm very open minded. I'm quick icebreaker. I'm a hotelier, so I don't have any shy. I can easily connect. You can reach me by email or you can reach me on my mobile. Drop me a line. I'm happily available. If I can contribute to the success of the company, if my skills can benefit, especially in terms of HR and recruitment, I'll be very happy because I realized not only I was food and beverage manager or a food and beverage director, I had skills to scan people. You can imagine when in the first assignment, when I got 220 out of 660, as I said, the rate of people, those who went away from the organization was zero, almost zero. All 220 candidates were perfect. Every paper that I signed when I recruited them along with my director general and executive chef, we were three in this drive. None of the candidate defaulted. It means we were able to scan the candidate properly. We were having a justified question. We asked a right question and we gave enough respect to the candidate because when it comes to interview, this is a big, big art. Mainly people are scared when they come to the desk when you are interviewing them. They are scared what you may ask because no one is complete. No one is perfect. I don't know everything on this earth. Even though I worked 15 or 18 years in this industry, maybe a question can surprise me. Maybe I did not go in detail with it. So I'm looking at the HR, recruitment, director of operation, food and beverage manager, food and beverage director, general manager, area general manager, all big roles wherever I have full responsibility of profit and loss and the people, profit and efficiency.
Great, super. We have one you can say challenging question from one of our viewer. It's from Nitu Anzar. A time to think about innovative changes in hospitality
Yes,
industry. What do you think, Miss? What do you think?
Neetu, thank you for asking a very lovely question. I know whole industry have eye on this question. This COVID is going to change the way we do things, and many things will change as we used to do from the last. So when you say innovative things, things will change. That people will prefer contactless menu. Example, you get into the restaurant, you are not going to touch the menu, which is touched by last 15 people, those who entered or dined before you. It is possible that as soon as you come in, you have a QR code in front of you. You will use your own mobile phone. You will download or scan that QR code. Whole menu will come on your mobile. You will be able to see whatever is in the offering. You will be able to order from your phone. They will be able to bring you a digital bill. They will not give you a receipt. They probably give you the things on your phone, and you will pay also contactless. There are revolution happening, and this industry is experimenting so many things now. As I am connected with many professionals, as I read a lot of news view about the food and beverage, I am every day reading something very innovative. One of the good thing recently which came when one of the food and beverage manager of a luxury hotel in Muscat, Oman, who introduced the bottles which were not plastic bottles, they were eco-friendly. So someone removed the straws. Entirely plastic straws were removed. People are going eco friendly. People are becoming environmental friendly. Lot of many changes are coming, and especially when it comes to contactless. This is where we are heading to. You will go to a restaurant where you will not open the door by hand. It will open by sensors when you arrive there. A lot of good things will happen. So it is depending, it is open to imagination. I would say plenty many things you can expect after this COVID thing goes down within 4 months to 6 months time.
Right. I want to say something which Muhammad Jahazeb Kesar has already said. He said amazing and good knowledge. So, same thing I want to say. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Harish, for giving us your precious time and sharing your knowledge and highlighting. It was really honor to listen to you, and it was a great experience. Thank you very much.
I'm thankful to you, Mr. Nawafiz, Mr. Liaquat, and the Nawafiz team, and all the viewers, those who are watching me. I'm open minded. Anytime you can connect with me. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Uh, although we have already we are about to close, but still there are messages being received. Like for example, Nural is just saying thanks, Mr. Harish. It was a really great session. Your
Thank you, Mr.
experience in diverse domain is great. With this note, I would just like to say thanks to all my viewers also, and I would just request recruiters who are watching, feel free to contact with Mr. Harish if you find anything relevant to Mr. Harish. Please do. Also, Harish is, because he has vast experience in trainings also. So if anybody is looking for a training kind of requirements, please feel free to contact with Mr. Harish. And if you are not able to find his contact, you can simply comment on this YouTube video also, and we will get you connected with that. So thank you very much. Hope we will meet you soon with any other expert, and we will be sharing the knowledge and ideas on weekly basis.
I
Thank you.
appreciate.